Hey guys, it's Rachel. I'm in the garden today. It's Thankful Thursdays. You might get a visit from a pussycat. My cats are just lay out behind me actually. Can you see if I go this way? See Chazzy there? I think it's too hot for them. Hey, Chazzy, come say hello. No, he's resting. This week we're going to continue the topic to do with antidepressants. And depression and that type of thing, because after the video last week on depression, we did get quite a bit of feedback, and one particular person wrote to us and kind of wanted us to expand on some of the issues that we covered last week. I thought it was a really important topic, and I think that some of the stuff we're going to cover today is actually quite important as well. I'm going to just read that now, what came through for us. That's so I can see my computer screen. Where am I going? Here we go. So basically she had two questions for the board. The first one was, how do you overcome the fear of weight gain from antidepressants, rational or not? And the second part to her question was to do with, once on antidepressants, how can one deal with emotions again? I often describe myself as numb, and in the past have used self-injury to feel again. When I'm stuck in the cycle of depression, I feel like the world is moving and changing, but I'm standing still, unable to feel anything. The first part to this, and it's going to be my testimony, I guess. I was terrified of medication for a very long time. When I initially got poorly, I think I was quite relieved that I was going to be put on medication. I didn't really understand too much about it. As my illness progressed and I sort of continued with my anorexia, I became very afraid of the effects of antidepressants. In my personal experience and many people that I've met, antidepressants don't actually seem to these days have the side effects that they used to. In the past, the side effects from a lot of medications were horrific. Weight gain, all sorts of things happen to people. Nowadays they're pretty bloody good, the antidepressants, and if you find one that works for you, the newer type, the SSRIs, things like venlafaxine, Effexor, Cipralex, Zoloft, Prozac, most of those antidepressants don't have the side effects, at least for me. Maybe I was fortunate, and I've been on boards where people have discussed medication, and they tend to be okay. They do, and my advice in that regard is to just sort of go for it. And I know that's easier said than done, but I really do believe that, you know, you're doing yourself quite a bit of an injustice if you are not willing to at least try these antidepressants. Side effects may sort of be there, but it'll only be for a couple of weeks. I mean, I've tried some medication which has just completely really messed me up in terms of my stomach or things like that, but for the most part I've been lucky. Now I just have to show you this little thing. Look at this. Look at him. Buzz Buzz! Buzz Buzz! Look, that's my baby cat, and he's rolling about in the grass, aren't you, Poppy? You're rolling about and he's going, "Mummy, rub my tummy." Here I am. How boring am I compared to him, huh? Anyway, yeah, so most of them seem to be okay. In terms of the fears of that, discuss it. I mean, I have a very sort of quite comical memory of being given one of the old antidepressants, Pamela or something it was called. God, it was one of the really, really old ones. And I know how susceptible weight gain is with those. And I remember sort of saying to my psychiatrist, is this going to make me fat? And he turned around and said, well, last time I checked, they didn't have any calories in them. Which I was like, ha, 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 ha. The antidepressants I'm on now, I am on duloxetine, which I find to be brilliant, and I know other people who are on that, and it has worked absolute wonders for me. And as for the other one, I'm on something called trazodone, which is quite an old antidepressant and possibly could have been connected to gaining weight and such, because it is quite a sedative medication. But to be honest with you, I've not gained any weight with it. I've not noticed any difference in my weight with it. I think the thing that people maybe get confused about is antidepressants and antipsychotics. Antipsychotics are quite renowned for gaining weight on people. However, there are also some very good antipsychotics out there which do not cause any weight gain whatsoever. One of them is Seroquel, which is something I'm on. Promazine I'm on. There's millions of them. I'm not going to sit here and go through all of them because it would take all day, but they are 2 antipsychotics which have worked for me and worked for other people I know with eating disorders and similar mental health problems. I was put on lithium. Lithium made me gain weight. It wasn't weight gain particularly, it was more I carried a lot of kind of, my face swelled up and stuff like that. But you know, lithium is not used by that many anymore. I mean, I've got my best friends on lithium, but you know, there are drugs out there which you know, which are good drugs, and they are not going to cause you to gain weight. I promise you, they're not going to make you gain weight. And you know, my only advice is to try and just try, and you know, at the end of the day, if you're noticing side effects that you don't like, well, you tell your doctor, you know, and you get off them. Don't stop them suddenly. Do discuss it with your doctor. I tend to find that in terms of medication, the best thing is to have somebody that you trust. I trust Jaya, who is my psychiatrist and psychotherapist, completely with what she does with my medication. I don't even question what she does with my medication because I trust her. And you know, if at the end of the day one of them calls me to gain weight, do you know what? I'd rather be happy than be fucking anorexic and depressed. And you know, sometimes that's what you have to settle for. But as I've said, most people I know who are on antidepressants, who are on antipsychotics, do not gain weight because of it. The second part of the question was to do with feeling again. You know what, in recovery you're going to feel whether you're on drugs or not on drugs or whatever. You know, as you start to recover, you know, and you're letting go of your eating disorder and your behaviours, you're going to notice that you're going to start feeling stuff, and you're going to start crying perhaps, and you're going to have difficult nights or difficult mornings, and all of that is going to be part of this process. I also used to self-injure to help myself feel. I think one of the big downsides of using self-injury is the effects it has on your mood and on your state of attachment. I think that you might think you are doing it to feel something and to attach yourself, but ultimately it detaches you. So if you're stepping away from those behaviours, you know, keep an eye on your mood, keep an eye on how difficult you're finding things, but you know, accept, I think, you know, well in advance of this, accept that as you start eating, you start maybe stabilising your weight, you start dealing with what's happening, that a lot of emotions are going to come, and all the issues that were there, which you know, you hid basically by using destructive behaviours, are going to surface. And I guess a part of recovery is committing yourself to the fact that, yeah, I'm going to have to deal with the shit that got me so sick, because at the end of the day, no one goes through this without a reason. People have reasons for why they do this, and as much as it is an eating disorder, disordered eating, it's not about food, it's not about weight. You know, depression can be clinical, it might need medication, sometimes it's situational, and quite often with eating disorders and self-injury and all this type of thing, all the stuff that you're doing to try and deal with how you're feeling just makes it all worse. You know, where I am today, I don't self-harm, I don't use behaviours. I'm pretty healthy in how I manage most things, whether that's to do with my day-to-day living, whether that's to do with you know, how I cope on a daily basis. I try and do stuff pretty healthily, and I try and look after myself and set boundaries for myself. And yeah, you know, do you know what, I have bad days, I do have bad days, of course I have bad days, and on all the medication that I'm on, sometimes I think, God, you know, I feel shit, and I'm on all this fucking medication, I've gained the weight, I'm eating, I'm doing all of this stuff, and I still feel like crap. But you know what, I wake up the next day and I feel better. And you know, medication has really helped save my life, quite literally, and recovery has saved my life. And you know, okay, yeah, it's hard to be a normal weight, it's hard to have, you know, this healthy relationship with food, and to accept the changes my body has been through, and to not hurt myself, and to get up every day and do what I need to do, take my responsibilities, have my commitments, all of those things. But you know, I wouldn't change it for the world. And as hard as the path from illness to sort of recovered has been, I'm so glad that I did it. And yeah, it took me a long time, but you know, I don't have the regrets. So you know, I guess in terms of medication, in terms of feeling, again, accept that, you know, it's going to take a while to find the right medication. Accept that, you know, this is going to be fucking difficult, because nobody said it was going to be easy. and just hang in there and just keep asking those questions, keep talking, and you know, you will get there. You will get there. I'm going to show you my boys again, just so I can just show you. Look, look. Here, my boys. Here, my boys. They want to play, but they're also relaxing. So I'm going to go, guys, and I will speak to you soon. Okay, bye.